Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am back with some more commentary on Las Vegas. This video is going to be about the hotels and just my feelings about the hotels. My husband and I made a point to go in as many hotels as we could while we were down there because it was our first trip. So, and we stayed at the MGM Grand and it was nice, but when it's your first time, you don't have anything to compare it to. So we wanted to make sure that we got a chance to see all the hotels that we could, so when we came back, we would know where we would stay, if we would like it, just have an idea of what the hotels look like on the inside. So, in my last video, I talked about us staying in MGM Grand. It was nice. It was huge. MGM Grand is one of the largest hotels in the world. And that's great until you start trying to navigate it. So that was one of my kind of negatives for MGM Grand. It is so easy to get lost. Like, even finding your way out, like if you're trying to go out to the street, like we even had a little difficulty doing that. So that was my one thing. The lobby, like when you walk in, you're getting ready to check in, I don't know if it was under construction, but I just really wasn't impressed. They did have the big gold lion, great to take pictures, but they had like this huge curtain behind it and you had to walk behind the curtain to check in. I thought that was pretty weird. So but the room was nice. I didn't find it to be, you know, any different than like just your standard hotel room, like for example, like Hilton Hotel. You know, it looked like a hotel room. There wasn't really anything that stood out that would make me remember that room, you know, forever. But anyway, so and another negative about MGM Grand is that it's on the south end of the strip, on the very end. So wherever you're walking to, it's gonna be a pretty good walk if you're trying to get to the other end, or even if you're trying to get to the middle, you got to start all the way from one end and go all the way to the other end if you're trying to go and visit you know, a tourist attraction or a show on the other end. Let's see, Planet Hollywood. I liked Planet Hollywood. It was very girly to me. I really liked their design. When we went in there, there were a lot of like pinks and golds and black. They had let's see, their casino was like Britney Spears themed, and I think that they were playing Lionel Richie at that point. I really liked their casino area, and it really made me interested in seeing what their rooms would be like. So I suggest Planet Hollywood if you're like going with a group of girls, because it is a very cute girly hotel. What else? Another plus about Planet Hollywood is it's like centrally located, like bam, in the middle of the strip. So if you need to go south or if you need to go north, you're not walking the whole strip. You're just kind of taking, because you're in the middle, you can go up and come back very easily. You don't have to walk from one end of the strip to the other. It was also attached to the Magnificent Mile Mall, which is nice because you kind of have that shopping option, and you have access to like a food court, cheaper places to eat, you know, other options for food that could, you know, you can go to for breakfast or lunch so that you won't bust your budget. Let's see. The Bellagio is centrally located as well. It is gorgeous, but it was extremely crowded because they have the Bellagio Gardens inside of their lobby, and people just bum rushed it. When I tell you, it was like shoulder to shoulder, people shuffling around trying to get in there and see the Bellagio Gardens because they changed them according to the season. It's just absolutely a beautiful display that they put on with the flowers and the foliage and all that. So it was extremely crowded like that. As soon as we hit that little door, I was like, oh no. It was so nice. We took a couple pictures in the garden, but I would not stay there just because it was absolutely crazy in there. I mean, they have a tourist attraction inside the lobby, and then on top of that they have the Bellagio Fountains, which was awesome too. The Bellagio Fountains like play to music starting at like I think 6 or 7 at night, and it plays every 30 minutes, and they have this huge beautiful fountain. It's actually the fountain that Bruno Mars is on his jet ski in the 24 Karat Magic video. So he is in his jet ski in the Bellagio Fountain, which I thought was hilarious. But it's a great fountain. It's nice to go see, just sightseeing, but I would not stay there just because it was so crowded, y'all. It was too much. But it was absolutely gorgeous though. But I mean their grounds are beautiful. Caesar's Palace and / Noble Hotel. So Noble Hotel and Caesar's Palace is they're basically connected. Noble Restaurant is inside of Caesar's Palace. Let's see what else. It's centrally located. It was crowded, but their lobby was crowded, but not as crowded as Bellagio. And I would stay at Caesar's Palace. My husband, as soon as we walked in, he was like, we staying here next time. My husband loved Caesar's Palace. It's also located connected to a mall, which we liked, and it had a pretty decent food court. However, the food court was very it was packed, and they had a cheesecake factory that I really wanted to go in there and grab something to eat from, but it was just, oh my god, it was crazy. And that was like Christmas, so I thought that we wouldn't run into all of that just because people would spend the holidays with their family, and we would just, you know, gonna roll in and you know have us a good time. But it was still a lot of people there. And Caesar's Palace is also centrally located. So the next hotel we went inside was the Mirage. We went in here particularly because Boys to Men was playing at the Mirage, and we wanted to go check on tickets for the show. The comments I have on here is it's decent. I really wasn't impressed with the lobby at all. It just it was a flop for me. But they did have 2 shows that I was interested in seeing, and that was the Cirque du Soleil Beatles Love show, and Boys to Men were playing at the Mirage. Everything else I was just like, it was like in and out. I was like, what is this? Not impressed. Same thing with Treasure Island. Treasure Island is across from the Venetian, and it's kind of centrally located, but going north, so it's more, you know, favoring the north end of the strip. So that's when you start getting into the north end of the strip, when you get up toward that area. I wasn't impressed with it's called Treasure Island, but when we went in there, it kind of gave me a Wild Wild West theme. I'm like, what does this got to do with Treasure Island? I don't know. It was giving me Wild Wild West vibes, and I just wasn't, you know, I wasn't impressed. We ate at their buffet, y'all, and it made my stomach hurt. So yeah, y'all, I got the BGs, and I was so upset. But yeah, I don't want to be staying at Treasure Island. I won't be going to Treasure Island anymore. Next hotel, the Venetian. It is across from Treasure Island. The building is absolutely gorgeous. They have a little I guess a little body of water where you can get a gondola ride through it, but I didn't, because it was like $50 for like a 5-minute ride. No god, honey. She's not spending her money on that. It was very pretty, but it was not very crowded. Actually kind of boring when we went inside the casino and all that. It was just meh. You know, it was real pretty though. My aunt and uncle did stay at the Venetian, and their room looked absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I wish that these hotels had like a model room where you go in and see what the room looks like when you step inside the hotel, so you know if you want to book next time. But I did see the room secondhand, and the room looked absolutely gorgeous. The facility is absolutely gorgeous. I just kind of felt like it fell flat on like entertainment. I think they had Diana Ross playing, not while we were there, but it was like advertising for an upcoming show. So I thought that was pretty cool. You know, I wouldn't mind going to see Diana Ross. You know, the Aria Hotel. This is one of the newer hotels. It was like impeccable. It was very modern, very clean. It had a high rated buffet, but the line was so long that we were not about to wait for that. It was so long. The line was like a theme park, like a ride in a theme park, y'all. And although we were really impressed, I mean, the facility, it was like top notch. I mean, it was very modern, very clean lines, very kind of futuristic. Although we were really impressed with that, they didn't have any options for any other type of food other than the fruit food, you know, like the type of food where it comes out on the big fancy plate, and what they give you is like a little croquette of something like that. When we were looking, we wanted to have lunch in there, and when we were looking for somewhere to eat, we went over to the buffet because the buffet was rated top notch. But the line was as long as the theme park line, looking like we was in Disney World. And then all the other options were their cafe and stuff, where it was like, sit upon a bed of grass. You know, that type of food. And we're like, y'all don't have any other options. Every option was like a restaurant like that inside the hotel. And so we were just like, no. And the last two, oh, we also went in the Stratosphere Hotel. The Stratosphere Hotel is like on the north end, like as far north as you could go. That's where on the strip, that's where the Stratosphere Hotel was. Now this is an older hotel, and it's kind of like old world Las Vegas, but I don't know, when I walked in there, I really liked it. Like, it wasn't confusing. I felt like we navigated it very well. There was also a Mexican restaurant on the second floor of the Stratosphere Hotel where their little shops were, and that food was the bomb. It was fresh, it was hot, it was delicious inside the Stratosphere Hotel. That is also where they had those bomb drink specials every hour on the hour. I think the first night we got there, it was like 9 o'clock. We went into the Stratosphere Hotel and we had Patron shots for $6 a piece. I mean, that's a pretty good deal if you ask me. That was their special at 9 o'clock at night. I mean, come on, like, you know, pretty good deal. It wasn't you could easily navigate that hotel, and I like that. Only thing is like on the north end, it's kind of started getting a little hood when you start trekking down the north end of the strip. And last but not least, child, the Encore and the Wynn. Now these are sister hotels, Encore and the Wynn Hotel. Y'all, I have never been in a more beautiful facility than these hotels. We were just like, this is where we're staying when we come back. When we got home, we immediately started looking for the next time we will have to go, trying to get our budget together and how much we're going to pay. Because this hotel, of course, you know, it is, you know, it's significantly more expensive than MGM Grand. We'll be staying there every time if possible. Here's my note. Every single thing was gorgeous. It's a very dressy hotel. They definitely had a client base they were trying to reach. Everybody who was walking around there was well dressed. I didn't see any kids running around. It was very sexy. The hotel was just it was just giving me everything, honey. It was just giving me everything I needed when I walked in there. It was very romantic. It had beautiful grounds. The pool area, oh my God, like it was just absolutely gorgeous. They had a waterfall on their grounds where they had a restaurant where it opened up to the waterfall, so you could literally go down, have dinner, and hear that and see that and experience that. It had a really nice looking club. It's called XS, I guess, as an XS. We peeked in there. It wasn't open yet, but definitely somewhere where I will be interested in going. They had it was just very fancy. At the time they were getting ready to play Lady Gaga. Let's see, it was, and it's here's another reason why I liked it. It's because it's on the north end before it starts getting, you know, like once you go past that, it gets a little rough. But that, I don't have a problem with that, because that's where the cheaper stuff is, like cheaper restaurants and stuff like that. And the Stratosphere was down there, so it's like if we need a break from our budget, you know, spending, we could go, keep going down, have some drinks at the Stratosphere, come back to our hotel. And it's on a less busy end of the strip. So that is Natural IM's take on the Las Vegas hotels. Hopefully you guys are able to glean some information from what I was trying to convey to you through my description of these hotels. The Wynn and the Encore are our number 1. Caesar's Palace is our number 2. So those are the 2 places that we would stay next time. If I was going for another purpose, say like a girls weekend, I would try to stay at Planet Hollywood, because that was such a like cute, it just looked like a place you would go with your girls and just be dancing like but anyway, to all of my current subscribers, thank you so much for watching. If you are a new subscriber, thank you for stopping by. I hope you stay a little while, and let's get to know each other. As always, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.